I defo have an assistant, by the way, a very tired assistant who doesn't want to admit that he's tired and should really go back to sleep on the couch. But if he wants to hang out with me, that's totally fine. Good morning, YouTube. So it is about 9:49 today, and today I have the whole day off. I don't have to go to any clients or any rehearsals, so this is my opportunity to get a lot of stuff done today. So I'm going to be cooking all day. Not all day, but like a lot of the day. I want to get some meals ready for like pre-done, so that we don't have to like struggle for meals for the next few days, because that's been a real issue. Anyway, and I got to get the Clover out. He's chilling down there. Clover! And I will take you guys with us on our adventures. So it's a little bit rainy out today, but I think we can go for a walk. I don't know if we can exactly go to the park. It might be a little messy, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, bye. We're back! We are back. We ended up staying at the dog park for like 3 hours because he was just having so much fun, and the sun came out and it wasn't raining anymore, so I was just like, let's just take advantage of this, and the groceries are not going to be delivered until like 3 o'clock anyway, so like whatever. Mr. Clobean is probably going to sleep all afternoon because he was like spending so long just trying to get dogs to chase him and catch him balls. Look at him, he's so funny. He's also wet, so that's why he's on this blanket. But I'm very excited about him sleeping, catching up on Wally TV, having some lunch, and catching up on my favorite game right now, The Sims. I love The Sims. This is my little favorite family right now. This is my daughter. She's all grown up. Her name is June. This is my fake daughter. And these are my fake grandchildren. So we're having fun, and we're gonna wait for the food.
3 weeks later.
Okay, so it might be 5:30, and I might have gotten distracted by my Switch. I'm not going to show anything on the screen because Nintendo is really weird about their content. They don't want like any of their like images shown, or else they want like money. They want to like monetize your video for their gain. Anyway, aside from that, I am a huge, huge Nintendo fangirl. So I was like, let me look and see what this like downloadable content is for Zelda Breath of the Wild. I know I've just lost like 80% of my audience right now, but I just want to talk really quickly about Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is Nintendo Switch's like probably most popular game at this point. I've been playing Zelda games since I was like probably 11 years old, and I'm 100% sure that this is the best Zelda game I've ever played, if not the best game I've ever played. So I played through like a couple months ago. Actually, I stood in line to get a Nintendo Switch in February in the cold weather at Target, and I was able to get one, and I played way too many hours of Breath of the Wild. It is the best game, and I thought I would give it another run through before I bought some of that downloadable content, and I've fallen back in love with it, and I have become extremely distracted today. So that is why I have not started making my meal yet, but I'm gonna do it right now. We're gonna get to cooking. It's night, so I've got my like nighttime lights. Let's get started. I look really greasy. So aside from cooking tonight's meal, I'm going to be doing a little pre-meal cooking. Is that something that is said? Anyway, prepping for the next couple of meals because I don't think I'm gonna have the time and energy this weekend to like do the whole thing like fully. So I'm gonna do it in advance a little bit. So I'm gonna show you my meal line screen. This is the cooking plan I use. So tonight we're actually gonna have, we're gonna eat this like salmon dish. I'm gonna make the meatballs for this because I find this extremely delicious. This is like Thai style turkey meatballs, lettuce wraps. But I also find it extremely labor intensive to make meatballs. I just think it's so much work to make meatballs. So I'm gonna do it now and freeze them so we have meatballs for later. Here we go. You look like I have just hurt your feelings. I've said nothing to you. Okay, yeah, you go back to sleep. You spent a long time at the park today. All right, I guess grab some stuff out of the fridge here. I'm gonna grab, I think I need mushrooms. Definitely need turkey. No, that's salmon. This is the turkey. Some ginger. We don't have fresh ginger right now, but we've got this jarred stuff and it's pretty good. I think we're gonna need some fish sauce. I forgot. You're definitely going to need an egg. Eggo. Woo. Also gonna need, we're also gonna need some panko breadcrumbs, and we're gonna need some sesame oil. Here we go. Oh good, we've got lots left. Awesome. And we're gonna need to grab a bowl to mix everything, and I'm gonna use one of these guys. These are like kind of fun. There we go. All right, got a cutting board, the mushrooms. Gonna need to wash and dice the mushrooms. All right, oh, we gotta wash these. Bleh. I'll be right back. Good thing I got a little food scale. All right. All right, it was on the wrong units, so we're good. This is about 1/4 pound, so that's not that many, but we're gonna work with that. So we need to put these guys back. We're gonna use a plain paper bag to put these back because apparently this packaging is like not really great for mushrooms. So we actually talked to a mushroom guy who sells mushrooms at the farmer's market, and he grows them and stuff like that. He says just put mushrooms in a plain brown paper bag. So that's what we're gonna do to store the rest of these. And I guess I have to figure out where to use these. You know, I think they're actually in the next recipe, so brown paper bag it. I'm just talking nonsense. We're just gonna recycle this container. All right, let's wash our mushrooms. And I have the cutest, smallest little like measuring colander. Isn't this cute? It has like little, it says like pint measurings on one side and I think cups on the other. It's really useful. I can just like pop a small amount of whatever in there and give it a good wash. It's really handy. Well, let me put my scale away. There we go. And this is the Escali little food scale. I actually had this when, I got this when I got really sick back in 2012 and I was having trouble. I didn't have any appetite, so I was measuring amounts of food that I was eating, so that's the only reason I really had this, and I've kept it ever since. It works really well. It's very petite and good for small spaces. Yay! Hey, let's dice up these mushrooms. They're still a little wet. Let me grab a paper towel. Just get a little bit of that extra moisture off of these guys. Not because there's anything wrong with water, but just they're a little slimy and it's kind of gross. So I like to cut the little like woody stems off of these guys just because they're not super tasty. I'm gonna keep cutting these into super small pieces because what's actually happening is they're going into the meatballs. They're gonna make them a little extra meaty and less fattening. So if you are on, you know, some restricted calorie diet or you're trying to eat a little healthier, adding mushrooms to meatballs I think is a really good way to like keep that like yummy umami flavor, that like meaty flavor, but without too many calories. So I find this part just a little bit time consuming, but it's over pretty quickly, and it's really that many mushrooms. I don't typically like to get these like little plain white mushrooms because they're not that interesting, but you know, it's what we had to work with at the Whole Foods today, so let's keep going. Do you guys have favorite knives? I would love to get some new knives. Not that there's anything wrong with this knife or the couple other knives that we've got. I just love like a really good sharp like knife, you know? What do you guys like favorite knife brands? This one's actually it's a Henkel. I've had this knife since I was like, probably since I was, maybe ever since like graduate school. So I've had this knife a long time. It's done me pretty good, and I really like it. Just gotta sharpen it every now and again. Alright, I think little Clobean has to go outside to pee, so I will take him and then I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. He went to the bathroom. He actually had his dinner too. Went out. You guys have dogs? This is my, Clover's my first dog ever. You know, I'm just like chatting with you guys like you're in front of me. By the way, you guys have been super nice to me in the comments. I appreciate every single one of you who leaves a comment or interacts with me on like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. I think that you guys are one of the most nicest and most wonderful audience. So I just figured I would chat with you guys. Anyway, do you guys have dogs? Since Clover's my first dog, I'm still sort of learning the ropes about like, you know, how to really handle like dinner times and stuff like that. And I get so excited when it's time for dinner, and it takes him like all day to freaking poop after dinner because he loves to like go after dinner. But I get so disappointed when it's like just like one little poop, you know? Is that like so lame? Because he takes so long. He's like doing circles, he's sniffing around for like, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and I'm like, just poop already. And it's like he gives me like the one little nugget, and I'm like, really? I feel like if you're gonna take all day, you should like, it should be like way more productive. Anyway, let's see. All right, so we're gonna add the mushrooms to the bowl. Let's see if I can do this without spilling a bunch of them. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. Yay, did it. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna clean up my board here. The mushrooms are in here. And then we are going to peel and mince and grate the ginger, but we're not gonna do that because we have this. I like to cheat with ginger because I don't have the patience like really to like, you know, peel and cut up ginger. I just kind of guesstimate. I normally like to only cook with whole foods and use as few processed foods as I can, but this is like one of my little cheat things that I love. I don't think this stuff is that expensive. This is like the ginger, minced ginger from the Ginger People. I happen to really like ginger, and they're like one piece of like 1 inch ginger, and I just kind of I just sort of estimate how much that is. Like, I feel like that might be like this much, and maybe a little extra, because I like the way that ginger tastes in these meatballs. They are yummy. All right, so we're gonna put that back in the fridge. I defo have an assistant, by the way, a very tired assistant who doesn't want to admit that he's tired and should really go back to sleep on the couch. But if he wants to hang out with me, that's totally fine. Okay, so we've got the mushrooms and the ginger in the bowl. Now we gotta add the turkey. We've got some boneless, skinless, ground turkey thighs from the Whole Foods this morning. A weird thing about me, because I'm totally weird and I know that, I don't like chicken. Chicken freaks me out a little bit, but I really like turkey. They are, in my eyes, almost the same thing, but different. All right, this paper is like getting crazy. Let's get the turkey in there. Sorry, vegetarians, but every now and again I like a good turkey meatball. So avert your eyes if you're not into seeing raw meat and stuff. Ugh, it is kind of gross. All right, my girlfriends and I are having some email exchange. That's why I like this. You know, I should turn my phone to silent because it's like so annoying, but we're having this email exchange about our like monthly get together. I have 3 girlfriends. We all went to grad school together, and we like get together once a month. We've been doing this for a little while, just trying to keep up the friendships, you know, and like trying to really focus on the important stuff. You know, the important stuff is like getting together, hanging out, being friends, and like, you know, relishing the time that you have on this earth, because, you know, it's pretty darn short. But we're having this debate about like, because we canceled the last one, so we're trying to figure out like who was supposed to host the new one. And I thought it was me, but we're having a debate over the online. I know that it's me, so I'll update you guys, not that you care. All right, so we're adding an egg actually to the mix as well. Throw away this shell. And we're gonna add 1/8 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs. I really like panko breadcrumbs. They're some of my favorite breadcrumbs. All right. 1/8 of a cup. I mean, they gotta be kidding with that measurement. I'm just gonna do like, this is a little 1/4 of a cup. I'm just gonna do like, you know, somewhat half of this. That's good enough. Sure, great. You know, if it's not breadcrumby enough, I'll just add some more. All right, let's put that back in the cabinet. Now we're gonna add, let's see what else we're gonna add in here. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. Fish sauce, because it's Thai style, so fish sauce is a super important part of Thai dishes. So this is like part cooking video, part like, look at my cool kitchen gear. Like, I am obsessed with these. Crash. Okay, so you can't hold them like that. They won't hold together. Totally embarrassing. But they are like magnetically like bound together, but you just can't hold them like that. So, but anyway, they stay like in your drawer like this if you like have a bunch of these in the drawer. So, and I like that they have one that's like half a tablespoon and half a teaspoon and half a tablespoon. So we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. Fish sauce. Okay. In case you're wondering, if you never had fish sauce, it doesn't actually smell a lot like fish. It just adds like a nice, like salty kind of flavor to your whatever you're making. All right, and we got 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, which I actually have discovered in the past year, cooking with toasted sesame oil. Focus. If you haven't actually like bought and cooked with toasted sesame oil, it has the most beautiful fragrance. It smells so good. It smells like every like Asian restaurant you've ever been to in your life. So we are going to mix all of this together. Oh, I just put the spoon on my iPad. Bad idea. Okay, we're gonna mix all this together and then I'm gonna make the meatballs. So let's mix her up. All right, gotta wash my hands. This is when I wish I had one of those touch faucets, you know, I've seen them on TV, like ads for them on TV, and I really want one. Actually, my husband and I were talking about it the other day, we're like, shouldn't we get one of those touch faucets? Oh, I also want one of those space toilets, you know, that like heat up and like sing to you, and yeah, these are things I need more money for, right? All right, let's wash my hands. Giving Clover one of these little like yak chews. Do any of your dogs chew these? They're like little like cheese, hard cheese bones. He loves these, so I'm gonna give him one. He looks kind of bored. I'm always a little worried about him breaking his teeth on stuff like that. I've heard that happening with like the antler chews and stuff. But you know, I just keep watching him and make sure he doesn't like really get super excited with those. All right, so now we're just going to make the meatballs, and I'm gonna put them on a plate and cook them up. So it says like 1-inch size meatballs, which is, I guess, is pretty small, like that big. I don't know, I've made this meal like probably 5 times before. My husband and I really like it because it's, I mean, as labor intensive as making meatballs is, and really at the end of the day, it's not super labor intensive. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to add a few more breadcrumbs to this. My husband and I always have this debate when we're cooking about, like, you know, exact measurements. And I am of the mindset that, like, if you're cooking, not baking, that you can pretty much, you know, do whatever you want, and you can even eyeball stuff. You can, you know, as long as you get the general proportions like pretty good or to like your liking, you're pretty much free to do whatever. But whenever he follows a recipe, he like follows it like to the T. Like if it's one, you know, 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, he like is measuring out like 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. As opposed to, you know, I'll add as much salt as I feel like I want to taste. So that is the glorious difference between him and I. Him and me? That's the glorious difference between him and me, or him and I. Ugh. You know what? I am forever my own editor. My dad was always very fast to correct my incorrect grammar. And I guess I still, you know, have him over my shoulder, you know, even though he lives 500 miles away. My dad was, you know, is a very like stern, really cool dude, and he made sure that I always, you know, presented myself the best I could be, you know, to the outside world, and, you know, wanted me to be very well spoken and proper, and I appreciate that a lot. My parents are both very cool people. I am very excited to see them here in Boston for Thanksgiving this year. That's something that doesn't happen very often. I think the last time they were here for Thanksgiving actually was 3 years ago. So I'm very excited not to travel this year because that I do find that, I mean, as much as I love traveling home and being at home and seeing my family, it's a little stressful sometimes to, like, you know, pack up your whole sort of existence and travel, you know, a long time, get on the plane, because I hate air travel. Even though I love getting there fast, it's just checking into the airport, checking your bag, the whole shebang, I just find very stressful. Plus, I'm a little bit of a scared flyer, but I do it anyway. You know, I just have my little anxiety attack. Usually I just take, you know, one of my little gaming systems, and I just pick some really hard game that I have to concentrate on, like a puzzle game or something. Or lately I've been really into this rhythm game, this like tapping game. It's called Hakuni Mitsu. And it's like a rhythm tapping game, and it has been a very effective distraction on airplanes, because if I don't have that, I most definitely can shed a couple tears on takeoff. I don't know, I'm just a little bit of an anxious flyer. I think because I don't understand flight, I don't understand how like tons of metal can, you know, get into the air and stay there. I mean, I think somebody had explained it to me when I was in like post-baccalaureate like physics class, but I don't think I retained it. So then maybe I should study it more. Maybe that would make me less afraid. Okay, I have made all of the meatballs, and now we're gonna get these going in some coconut oil. I think you could probably use any oil, but they're recommending coconut oil, which is awesome. It smells like coconuts, and why wouldn't you not do that? Alright, I can't fit them all in the pan, so I'm going to put these in the fridge while these cook. So we're going to cook these guys for about 5 to 7 minutes. Sort of midway through, I gotta like turn them over a little bit so they can get like brown and yummy on all sides. So I'm also going to employ my splatter shield, because sometimes things can get a little bit messy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm actually going to move my my glass teapot here, just because I don't want to clean it, because it gets like splatter and stuff all over it. But these looking pretty good. So we're going to give that a couple minutes and we'll flip them a little bit. I'll clean up while I'm waiting. So I've cleaned up and we are done with phase 1 of the cooking of the meatballs. Maybe they don't look too awesome on camera, but they are definitely delicious. I'm gonna let these cool a little bit and then I'm gonna pop them in the freezer. So we'll probably eat them this weekend or whatever. I don't know. That's why they're gonna go in the freezer instead of the fridge. So we can defrost them and eat them whenever we want, maybe early next week or later this weekend. But there's a beautiful like cucumber and carrot salad that goes on top of the lettuce wraps. I will link the recipe down below, or maybe I'll just type it out and so you guys can make it. It's really, 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 really good. One of our favorites. So we're done with phase 1. So I think this video is getting a little long, so I think I'm gonna cut it here. Do you guys like these cook with me videos, chatty style videos? If so, I'll make more of them. I had a lot of fun actually. If not, then I'll just continue to make organizing videos and that'll be that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the cooking with me video and hope you try these meatballs. They're so good, and I will see you in the next video.